Hey guys, today I want to talk a little bit about having a second home in the Philippines. There's a lot of guys that are have making a choice of having a second home someplace. Sometimes it's just to taking like a weekend away or a getaway. Some guys will have a place that's close to the beach or something, and then they live here in a bigger house, and then they have a place that they can go to the beach. Some guys want to have like a place here and have another place in Dumaguete or something so they can travel back and forth. Some people like to be in Manila and maybe have a place maybe like down in Siargao or something like that. But there's many different choices that you can do, and some people do it by climate choices, because there's places in the Philippines that there is no rainy season. There is like the season is pretty straightforward. It's the same all year long. You get rain every once in a while, but the most of the time it's sunny there. But they do get a little bit of rain here and there. But there is no per se rainy season. Okay, and as you can see here, we're working sanding a door for Justin's place here, and you can see we have to sand it all down. We just went and bought some sandpaper at Ace Hardware, and I told you guys we'd be showing you that. And that's one of the things we're doing today here. So we're gonna be sanding this door down for Justin, and then we're gonna stain it and then varnish it. So it should be a interesting day here today. But anyway, I want to talk about that because a lot of guys, they think, well, why would I want to own two homes? Well, you know what? The prices here is so exceptionally low. If you shop around here and you're getting a place for like 60, 80, or $100, or even if you're getting a $300 home here and you're getting a place, let's say someplace else down on the beach, and it's $100 or 120 or whatever, you're not really paying that much compared to what you would pay back home in the US. You know, you can also get two really nice homes. If you have the money, you know, it's up and down. Like for me, I live in an $80 place. I can get another place someplace else for another 80. You know, and I rent this apartment, the one next to Justin's over here. I rent that, and we're gonna put my girlfriend's daughter over there, as she's a nurse. We're getting that one, so we have two already. We've always had that, but we're taking it back. We usually have my girlfriend's brother and her nephew over there. So we're gonna move them out and put my daughter, my girlfriend's daughter, who's I consider my daughter too. We're gonna put her over there. And if we have wanted to, we could probably get another place too if we wanted to. But I'm not a person that likes to get up and travel too much. I travel, but when I travel when I want to travel, and I travel to different places. But some guys like to travel to like two different spots. Or some guys like to have a place here because they want to go to VA Manila, and they figure, well, you know what, let's stick around Manila for a month and we'll just shop around. And then if I have to come back in 3 months or something, I can stay at the apartment for another month or whatever. I can go to Mall of Asia. I can go, you know, I can go up to Subic or something for the day, or I can go to the zoo, or I can visit here, visit there. You know, there's a lot of places around Manila to go visit, and that's why a lot of people do this. Now, not everybody does it, but we have Gary in our group. Gary is a member here in our core community right here in Tracy Martirez, and Gary has a place right down the street here. Okay, and Gary is planning on going like down to Dumaguete. He's planning on going down there, and he's one of our core members. And we also have guys that have homes back in the States, and they go back and forth between here and there. But this is not really what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. If you sell your place back in the States, think of it this way. You can have two different places in the Philippines, and during the rainy season here in Luzon, which was where a lot of people like to stay, and some people don't like to stay here. They don't like being close to Manila. But if you need to go to the VA or something like that, or if you like to be near Western goods, this is the place to be, at least a good chunk of the year. But if you travel someplace else, let's say you take the ferry or whatever, you can go down to your other place, wherever it is, down south of here. You could fill up your car or whatever with Western goods and Western foods and stuff like that. Head there, and then you could stay there for like a month or two and go back and forth, because it's cheap enough, it's reasonable enough that you can do that. And the other thing is, some guys like to they don't like to stay at their mother-in-law's or the girlfriend or wife's family's home, because they just don't feel comfortable there or whatever. And some guys like to get a place near there so that when their wife or girlfriend goes back, or they go back, they can stay there and they have their own home or whatever, and they can kind of get away from that group or whatever, which is kind of nice to be able to do that, as long as you don't move other people into that house. That is the key. But I mean, some people like to do that. You know, they like the girlfriend or the wife likes to move. I'm going to move my sister in there with her husband or something like that. And that's what you don't want to do. You want to get like a studio or a one bedroom or whatever, and keep it empty Tell your wife or whatever. Make sure you like you know, I said lay down boundaries and stuff like that in one of my other videos. You need to lay down those boundaries, what you're going to do with this house. I'm not going to rent it out to other people. This is strictly for us, and that goes with our home or whatever too. Lay down those boundaries in advance so that, you know, everybody understands this is our house. It's going to be our house. This is where we live. I like to have my own privacy. When I go down to my second home, I like to have my privacy. And if you want to take people with you, obviously that's different. If you have a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom that you're renting someplace as a getaway home, yeah, sometimes you take people with you. I used to have a place in Belize that I used to rent, and it was a 3-bedroom home. It had a pool, and I used to have people come over and stay with us. And it was a beautiful place, and it had the pool there, and it was surrounded by these nice trees and everything, and it was like a little compound there. You had a lot of privacy there. And I used to tell people, hey, if you want to stop by, because we had the room for them to stay. We had the food. We had the wherewithal to take care of them, you know, because we had the 3 bedrooms there, and it was beautiful. It was a place called Key Cocker in Belize, and it was way on one of the islands way out to sea, so it was nice having people visit and having that time to share with people, especially when you're not that far from the beach too. Because we weren't far from the beach. It was a little walkway to the beach, and they had a private beach nearby that you could walk to if you wanted to. And also we had the pool, which we always used the pool because it was right there, and it was the best place to be because we had a little bit of shade there, we had a little bit of sun, we had the house, everything was there, you know, so it was a blast. But you know, when you're here in the Philippines and you're in the sweet spot or above, or even if you're below that, and you're renting these places here that are smaller, like you know, 80 or 60 bucks or something like that, and you fix them up and make them yours, you get 2 of those places and you fix them up and you put one someplace, maybe one down at Batangas or something like that, or one someplace else. That's what you do, and that's what will make you feel more comfortable here, having 2 places, and you're able to do it here because guess what? It allows you to. The budget here allows you to, because you know, when you're paying 60 or 80 bucks, you just slap some paint on, fix it up a little bit, make it yours. Get a place, maybe you could probably find a 60, 80 or $100 place, maybe a block or 2 away from the beach here, a beach that you happen to like or something you happen to love. That's what you want to do here. You find places like that. Don't look for the expensive places. And by the way, when you're looking for places, sometimes you can find a place for like $100 that's already pre-furnished, and it's decently furnished and it's decently fixed up. It's clean, it's nice, and you're okay with that. Because sometimes around the resort areas, the people tend to fix them up a little bit better, and they look nicer. And sometimes you get into these rundown ones, and then you got to do the work or whatever. But you know, shop around, see what you can get. But if you get too close to the resort, you're going to pay a lot more. So shop around, look around. Don't let people take advantage of you. Make them an offer, and then if you don't like the offer, walk away. You know, because some of these places I've seen people getting really taken. They're paying $400 or $500 for like a 1-bedroom near the beach, or like 2 blocks away from the beach, or a block away from the beach. And that's because a lot of these people that they're on tourist visas, they don't know what you're supposed to pay here, and you should never pay more than, you know, what you're paying in an average place, unless it's really a fixed up place, or it's in a resort and it's got the pool and all that stuff. That's different. I'm talking about a normal rental. Don't let them rake you over the coals. Yeah, you're probably going to pay a little bit more because you're near the ocean or you're near things, but not that much more. So be careful what you pay for these properties. Send your girlfriend in or send a Filipino in to check out these places first, because when they see an American, they're going to charge you way more than what they would normally charge people. So be careful when you're doing this. But you know, it definitely gives you an alternative. Having 2 places is better than 1 sometimes. And God forbid you have an earthquake or you have a typhoon whip through here, you have a second place to go to. And that's the key right there, is having that second place to go to. God bless, guys. Take care. I hope you enjoyed today's show.